If you've searched for motorcycle glasses, you have almost certainly heard of Wiley X, and for good reason, because they make amazing glasses, especially for the motorcycle, and we are talking about our top 5 picks, so stick around. Hello and welcome on My Glass Tyler. We're talking about our top picks from Wiley X for motorcycle glasses of 2021. Why are these frames on the table? Obviously, like I mentioned, I love Wiley X. They make great glasses, but why would these make the cut? One of the cool things about Wiley X is that everything in their line is safety rated and made from impact resistant materials, the frame and lenses. They are willing and able to take a beating, so there's a huge plus. They also all have good 8-base wrap for maximum sun coverage and protection from debris and nature's elements, as well as giving you a really wide peripheral so you can see around yourself very, very well while staying protected. Another thing that's super important, at least to me, is that these all can be made in prescription. You can put prescription lenses in all of them. They're all RXable. I want to say RXable, and I don't know. Sometimes people say, what does RXable mean? It means they can take prescription. All of these can, and that's pretty cool, especially to us here at SportRx. That's the RX part. Anyway, if at the end of this you are ready to order, don't forget about SportRx, and definitely don't forget about our See Better guarantee, because with that, you're never stuck with something you don't like or just doesn't work for you. You actually have as long as 45 days of them to figure that out. We'll take care of you no matter what that means on our end. We just want to make sure you get what works for you and that you're happy with what you get. It's like our whole goal in life. All right, let's talk about these frames. First off, we have the Romer III, really classic, more sleek design. These are actually also ballistic rated. So if you're interested in a frame that you can take to the range as well as on the bike, this is a really good option. It's more of a straight back temple design. There isn't any grip in the temples, but it does have a little bit of a textured temple tip to keep them a little more slip preventative, keep them on your face better. But it does have grip in the nose, and they have this kind of slotted, vented nose piece here that has grip all the way up through the top. So it is going to stay on your face very, very well. And that lower profile temple, which you're going to see really on all of these, is going to be much more helmet compatible than otherwise for a typical pair of sunglasses. This does have an interchangeable lens system. That's something to look out for, because if you're looking at this online, you might see some options that come with 2 or 3 additional lenses. And that's cool, and it works really well if it's in non-prescription. But like I mentioned, all of these can take prescription lenses. However, with this frame, when you put prescription lenses in it, you lose that interchangeable functionality. The reason it's able to be interchangeable with non-prescription is because the lenses are thinner, the lenses are easier to pop in and out. But once you put a prescription in there, it's not really going to be the same thing. So do keep that in mind if you were interested in this frame for that reason. When it comes to sizing, this has an SFW of 131 millimeters, which lands you in that smallish to medium men's, and then a pretty solid medium for women. And next up, we have the Airrage, another frame. I think all of these have actually been in their lineup for quite a while because they make really good frames and they're smart and they don't get rid of them. It makes sense to me, and it works for them for sure. This is, and the next 2 after this, is a part of their climate control series. What that means is that you get a foam gasket that is removable and easily replaceable, which is really nice. And you also get this T-peg strap design, which I love. So there's a strap system, and it has a T-peg because it connects with like a little T. You put that here in the middle of the temple. Why that is important is because it works a little bit differently that way. If it's attached to the ends of the temples, then it kind of just keeps it from falling off. But when it's attached to the middle of the temple, it gives it a little more of a goggle feel, because it's going to give you an elastic band making contact with your head really everywhere that a goggle would. And so if you're looking for something that is more goggly, then the Climate Control series is the way to go for that reason. They don't offer any true goggle designs at Wiley X, and so that's why there isn't anything like that in this lineup. I love the foam gasket for the bike because it helps that much more against dirt, dust, and debris, anything that could get behind that, and wind. Because wind drying out your eyes is a real problem, and so you do not worry about that at all thanks to this foam. And what's cool about that foam being removable and easily replaceable, obviously the replaceable part is because the foam makes contact with your face. And so it's going to be the first thing that breaks down. But they're very available and very easy to swap out. The other thing that is nice about their foam on these is that it's an open cell foam, so it's nice and soft, and it is ventilated, and it's not going to make you as sweaty as a closed cell foam, which we'll get into with the very last option here on the table. This also has grip on the temple, and it is a nice, soft, very flexible temple on the ends of the temple, so very comfortable even under a helmet. There isn't any grip in the nose, but I think that the grip in the temple is more than sufficient, and you also have that T-peg strap option to keep them on your head no matter what you do. When it comes to sizing this as an SFW of 133 millimeters, which lands you in a men's medium or a women's medium to large. And next up, we have the Wiley X Gravity, probably their most popular frame. We actually even have a colorway that is unique to us that you can get that is amazing. So obviously we love this frame. It's great. It is super versatile. You really get all of the same benefits that you get in the Airrage, and I'll talk about the Boss here in a moment, but just a different design and a different size, obviously. Super versatile. Like I mentioned, it still has that removable, swappable foam gasket. And the benefit of that also is that you can take the gasket out and they look more like a typical pair of sunglasses if you don't want to look as aggressive when you're just walking around having a good time. This does have grip on the nose. It also has grip in the temple, also has that T-peg strap, and also won a Rexy for the best motorcycle glasses of 2018. So obviously we like this frame. When it comes to sizing this as an SFW of 135 millimeters, which lands you at a men's medium to large or a women's true large. Hey, if you're liking this content, but maybe you have additional questions about Wiley X motorcycle glasses, or perhaps you have prescription needs, be sure to reach out to one of our very friendly and knowledgeable opticians because they're eagerly awaiting your call. And for even more Wiley X frame reviews, unboxings, or prescription motorcycle content, you can check out our videos on our blogs. We'll put a link in the description below. And next up, we have the Wiley X Boss, another huge favorite of mine. Again, functionality, again, versatility, really solid style. You're getting everything that you got in the Gravity, except for it's a larger style. That's really what it is. It's a larger lens. It's a little more of a masculine design, but it is larger. A little different in that you don't have grip in the temple and you actually don't have grip in the nose, but you still have that T-peg strap. Still have that foam, amazing style here. And when it comes to sizing, that big differentiator, this has an SFW of 140. It's big, which lands you at a men's large to extra large or a women's true extra large. And last but certainly not least, we have the SG-1. By far the most extreme option here in this lineup. It is a pretty wild and awesome option for you. This guy is a little bit different. The first thing that you'll notice that makes it extremely different is the bridge. It doesn't have a typical bridge like you have on really every other sunglass. It has more of kind of a saddle style where it just rests on the front of your bridge, or the top of your bridge rather, but it's not so much designed to keep it up. Your bridge isn't holding the glasses up. They're just holding it, centering it, keeping it in place. The temples are actually removable and swappable. You can convert these to more of a goggle design. You can put a strap on these. So when I said that they don't offer a goggle style, I guess I was kind of wrong. I think this would be considered a true goggle style when you put that strap on it. Very interesting style, very, very flexible, as you can see here, which plays into the sizing a little bit, which I'll get into in just a moment. You also have added versatility thanks to their interchangeable lens system, which is pretty cool. With that being the case, it is pretty impressive that these also are ballistic rated. So the only options on this table are the first and last that are ballistic rated, if that's something that you're interested in. The lens swap system is pretty intuitive, but it's secure. It has to be. So it takes a little bit more doing. I think we have a video on how to swap these out. I don't know if we do, but they have prongs to hold it into place, and then it stays in the frame with some additional venting around those eye cups. But the cool thing about that is that you can have multiple eye cups. There is even a version that you can get if you know you want to get multiple colors in non-prescription. It's available. You can also get those multiple eye cups, each one in a different lens color. If you're interested in that, you might want a clear pair and then a dark pair, or a contrast enhancing pair and a non-contrast enhancing pair. one that's for lighter conditions but still tinted or not as bright conditions. I am almost positive we have a lens guide on motorcycle sunglasses, so check that. We'll put a link if I'm right. But really cool option there. This has foam, like I mentioned earlier. This has that closed cell foam. So what closed cell means as opposed to open cell is that it has a material covering the foam, which is nice in that I think it'll mean that they last longer because they're not going to break down as much because the foam itself isn't as exposed to the elements. But I find that it makes you a little sweatier because it is, the material, I don't even know what you would call this, but it is a little bit warmer. However, Wiley X kind of took care of that by these vents here. They have little vent channels to help circulation, to help keep you cool, so not a huge concern there. When it comes to sizing, this has an SFW of 144, so a true XL for men and women. What's interesting about this frame, and on their site as well, they say like from medium to extra large. And it's because of how versatilely this fits, because of how flexible the frame is. So if you feel like you're not a true extra large, you're more of a medium to large, it's probably still going to fit you really, really well, especially thanks to that convertible option here where you can put the strap on it. That's the SG-1. That wraps it up for our top picks from Wiley X. If you are interested in any of these styles, stick around for a moment longer for an easy to click shop now button. And again, if you're ready to order, do not forget about our See Better guarantee. I really think it gives you peak peace of mind. And if peak peace of mind is your idea of a good time, us opticians are like peak peace of mind because we're here solely to help you get it right the first time. That's our whole point in existing. So definitely use this as a resource. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope this is interesting or valuable information. If so, throw us a like because that helps us out. You can find relevant videos over here. If you're ready to shop any of these great styles, you can click this button right here. So quick and easy. If you want more content to consume, you should check us out on our social media outlets because I think you'll like it. You can find us at SportRx.